point.
Yeah, Murder's actually having connection issues of his own. It's nothing to do with the servers or anything like that. It's just to do with his personal connection issues. So I heard they're going to be replacing him this game with Sanjo. Is going to be the plan. So Sanjo's been around a little while. He's actually was on the side of NRG and the coach for a little while too.
I'm a fan of Sanjo. I like what he's been able to do in the Smite Pro League. Glad that he gets the opportunity to play here for Sanguine. We'll head to the picks and bans for game number 2 and see how this one will fare. NRG wind up with the first game.
I look at the first game that came out there, and Sanguine picked Odin very early on. Now, if Murder was having issues with his internet during the day to begin with already, maybe that's why they remember Odin, because he's very safe, very easy to play in terms of bird bomb, ring. That's all you got to do all game, and we may be able to work it out.
I mean, you could also just Bacchus jump, intoxicate.
I mean, true, but there's a little bit more play to Bacchus than an Odin. Honestly,
says the support.
Says the Guardian player as a whole, and the support player. Bird bomb's really listen. I can play Odin in Masters games and do okay. That shows you how easy Odin is.
So
to play.
can Dazer.
Dazer's like a high-level player.
Dazer plays Odin and Cabrakan.
Yeah, that's all you need to play.
That's all he plays.
It shows. So can Adonis too. Adonis actually wins on Godson.
Fafnir and Susanoo banned out by the team on the left-hand side. Nemesis is going to be banned out by NRG. They've got one more ban. We'll see which direction they're going to go. I'm going to say the safe one.
Now, going back to the Odin again, like they picked Odin in that last set, and I don't really agree with second picking it.
Sure.
You could have left it up forever then. It wasn't going to get taken away, I felt like, by the side of NRG. I don't even think NRG would have recognized there was an Odin coming.
You know,
it just felt like they did it too early.
I don't know. Odin is one of these picks that can come out of nowhere because whenever you select a Guan Yu or a healer, you kind of want to pick that Odin in tandem or band it out. So it's one of those where Odin is not necessarily that high of a pick, but he can disappear from the draft very quickly because of that anti-heal.
I mean, I always try to play devil's advocate with everything I say, and the only reason I could see that Odin may have been picked that early is that Sanguine really wanted to counter-pick every role possible. So they were like, you know what, just pick a support now, and then we'll allow everybody to be able to counter-pick afterwards. This time, though, Kuang gets through for this because they banned the Naja. They actually believe Cherryo's Naja is more dangerous than his Kuang.
I believe so. I believe so. And the Kuang, we'll put it to the test. Cherryo has Cherryo, so I think Dare to Care really brought Naja to the forefront and said, hey, this character is pickable.
Yeah.
We stayed away from it because it's hard to confirm, blah, 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 blah. But this character is pickable. And then I think it was Cherryo that really took it to the next level and said, not only is he pickable, but he is a fantastic selection. And so Cherryo really, at least for Europe, brought Naja to the forefront.
I feel sorry for Sanguine here as well because of the situation they're in now. They're using a sub in the support role in terms of Sanjo. This was going to be a great learning set of games for him to really work out where they went wrong against NRG. Obviously, you know, with Murder not having a great game that last one, not be able to get things going for himself, the whole squad kind of fell apart as well for that. And now they're using a sub. They're not going to learn as much as they could have done.
It's a little bit rough. We'll see how this one works out. They'll be going against adapting Serqet, a character that has sort of come out of the closet recently.
Well, he's going to come out of the closet against Kuang. That's a big one to really mention here. NRG really like to pick Serqet into the Kuang every single time. We've seen a couple of different variations of gods to deal with Kuang, so to speak. And the only one that I've seen really come out of NRG to deal with an Kuang is Serqet.
Yeah, right. We've seen the Sylvanas across the pond on the North American squads.
Yep.
Anytime there's you always got to look over your shoulder whenever you mention Sylvanas to see if Ataraxia is somewhere smiling.
And Paradigm.
But them too as well.
Against the Paradigm set, that's the first time we saw NRG use this Serqet into the Kuang, and he played it exactly how he needed to, adapting in that set, because what he did was just waited for Cuvo Fred and the Kuang to go aggressive, and the moment he did, he all-ins that assassin every time, takes him out.
So 2 more selections for Sanguine with the option over there. We're going to see a Hunter selection and either a support or a short lane solo. Sanguine now thinking about it as they take a look across the way. Ravana will be the bully that they want and probably need against this team, and Neith will be the selection. You know,
What's wrong? What's wrong?
I would have liked to see, I know we have the Odin, I would have liked to see the Sobek selection. I would have liked to see the Sobek selection instead of the Ravana, just a little bit more anti-heal on the way. Guan Yu can win games by himself.
I mean, he can win games by himself, but if he's trapped in a ring, it will cause him a lot of issues, and Odin can rotate around the map, and by the time Guan Yu gets online and comes to these team fights, if he's played in the support role, which he's not, he's played in the support role, I should say, so he should make an impact through the whole game, both of these. Yeah, the sustain's going to make an impact, you're correct.
So we'll take a look at how this one works out. NRG with the Guan Yu Chronos dual lane, a scary one to say the least, especially when you consider iRaffer and emilitoo.
It just feels like Sanguine this game gone very, very safe with their picks as well. Obviously, Vulcan, Kuang, Neith, very standard meta-ish picks here. They're just going to play it safe, especially with having a support here that isn't normally their starting roster.
So Sanguine now with the Sanjo in tow. What do we know about Sanjo? He's played here and there. Definitely been a part of the Pro League for a little bit, playing mostly as a sub, and you mentioned as a coach.
Yeah, he was a coach for Panthera, now known as NRG Esports back in the day as well. So he was on that roster, but then at the World Championships as well, I believe he coached one of the LATAM or Brazil teams. I can't remember which one it was.
Yeah, he did.
But he was there for them as well. So he's been around the scene for a long time, and, you know, he's well known over in Europe.
And he's one of these cerebral players, like you said, coaching in multiple spots. And I love to see the people that wind up doing things like coaching in different regions or wind up making content themselves, because it's just committing their mind to something different. So Sanjo, after working with the Latin American and Brazilian teams, certainly showing us that he wants to play in this sort of support-esque mind front role.
But I want to see exactly how this game starts between the two teams now, because obviously, start of the last one I was mentioning, I want to see a little bit of pressure out of the Sanguine duo lane, trying to use this Odin to their advantage. They don't have as much of an advantage this time around with a Guan Yu being there with the sustain. They can also trade it back out with the Tele Assault a little bit better in terms of wave clear than a Bacchus earlier.
Yeah, it'll be something to watch for sure. The Vulcan against the Raijin, also something to watch. I love Vulcan. We'll see how TheDarkDodo makes this one work out.
Notice what Yammyn did there as well. He threw out Raiju onto Dodo, and he wasn't looking to proc it. He was just zoning Dodo further back from the wave a little bit, which delayed him on clearing the wave that little bit more, which now allowed Adapting to get the right-hand Harpies and the 5 Elementals, and now this gank can entail.
Wrap around from iRaffer, and here comes help from the mid lane as well. Big chunk, and Cherryo's gone.
And that was all down to what Yammyn did in the mid lane there. Obviously, pressure in the left-hand side is still even. This was just Yammyn. That one Raiju made such a difference in the way the wave was cleared there overall, and it allowed advantage in favor of energy.
Small plays, and you know, iRaffer going to make that rotation majority of the time because the mid laner falls down. And you're going to see that rotation out of Adapting.
Very trustworthy from Yammyn, though, to go aggressive over the wall with a Thunder Crash. I mean, he could have got into 2 players there, but trusting his teammates' rotation, trusted in how much health he had, and how much damage his team could do.
I mean, trusting his teammates' rotation, that's really the key for energy here. They've been playing together for years at this point, and having that trust built in is really a big part of what allows them to do what they do. So Adapting going to come over and just share some farm.
They were really looking for a little bit of a gank there onto Nika and just at least force him out in terms of potions too. Problem is Dimi didn't manage to find the silence on the engage there, so they just washed it and continued to farm it up instead. Nika does have a good lead over it though in that solo lane. You can see that he's got a couple more potions available to his name than that of Dimi. Dimi's running out of the mana ones really.
Yeah, and this is to be expected. The early game for Amaterasu pretty much non-existent. Ravana kind of sort of makes a big play during this moment right now, so definitely not anything to be too concerned about.
But Nika being a bit too respectful over in that solo lane, and by that he's getting punished a little bit by Dimi in the early stages, which shouldn't really be happening in a Ravana versus an Amaterasu matchup in the early on, but Nika just being too respectful. He recognizes Dimi's skill, he recognizes Adapting was over here, so he's playing a little bit further back and allowing those minions to just wail away at him a little bit too much.
Cherryo going to return here after his early death. First Blood's all that we've seen so far for energy. Nothing too extravagant since then.
And the main aim of the game here is which jungler goes aggressive first and who counteracts it, because I feel Serqet definitely both of them actually have very good counter-attack opportunities with a Serqet and an Kuang this game. And it's whoever initiates first and finds the kill. Can Adapting get out again before Kuang turns up? Or can Kuang actually get the execute and get away?
Well, Adapting's very deep by himself, which is a rare situation for energy. That's why we see the quick exit.
I like the way Adapting hesitated there before just all in him, because obviously Kuang there was only level 4 doing those back harpies. He did give him level 5 there, but he was thinking about going for it, but he waited to know if the rotation from the Vulcan in mid lane was Dodo coming there. If he was, he immediately dips out of that. Like, nope, I'm not interested in taking on 2 of you right now.
Love this matchup here. Dimi and Nika both just sort of staring each other down, letting the waves do the work, because nobody wants to go too deep. Nika with a very slight lead on top of Dimi. Maybe about a quarter of a level.
He might be, but at the same time, Dimi could look to not even go teleport this game if this lane continues the way it is going. He's not being pressured heavily enough to have to force to get teleport so far. He could choose it just for the rotational abilities we see out of most of the solo laners overall. But if you can have an Amaterasu that doesn't need to go teleport, it's like every other god, man. Don't need teleport, it's great.
Exactly, which is why I love the start from Dimi that we see here. We see this a couple of times, and this has really grown. It really was just 1 or 2 players, and I think more players are opting into this. You could buy teleport on your first pack, and it doesn't really slow you down or do much of anything. So that's what we see Dimi, and pretty much no harm, no foul. by not picking up a relic at the beginning of the game.
And it's no harm, no foul, because you're not going to go into something like Purification right away, because you need to know if you need to teleport. But you can change things up in case you're getting focused on in that right-hand side the whole time. Maybe you do need to go Purification first. Maybe you need to meditate just to weather the storm until level 12, and then make the rotations to the fights with teleport.
And then really it's also what can happen after the fact, right? You buy absolutely no relic, and like you said, maybe you never get pushed out of lane, and everything's hunky-dory. And then you go home and you say, hey, now I got a shell and a meditation. Let's go team. Laning phase is over. Or, like what just happened to Dimi, all right, I got pushed out. I got to go home and buy. I'll TP back. No big deal. I'm very much a fan of, I play a lot of like card games and stuff. If I don't have to give you the information,
I'm not going to give it you.
Exactly. So, yes, you can assume that the soul laner is going to go ahead and buy the teleport. But I could also just wait a little bit, and there's no change at all.
Pressure on the left-hand side from Adapting coming out as well in the jungle here. And I'm surprised to see NRG is the one that reacting to this. This kind of tells me that Adapting recognizes where the issue could be in their squad, and the focus from Sanguine here should really be looking at the Doom Orb of emilitoo. That is on a timer. You want to keep that low stacked if you can, so they should be looking for the Chronos if they can. Instead,
they're going to look towards the solo lane, and there's the help from Neith as well. Should stun out, and it will. But it gets stopped by the support. Well played right there by iRaffer, just taking that arrow, changes things, and now NRG turning things around. Hindu, there's a smack over the top. Not going to find it, but Adapting will. There's the kill onto TheDarkDodo.
And that was Dodo just trying to rotate into the jungle to support the potential fight that initiates and finds out, well, there's actually 3 members just waiting for him to walk around the corner. On top of that, now NRG looking to control around the speed and the blue buff on this side. They're not available just yet, but this pressure, oh, hang on, there's even more pressure. They want to dive this?
Yeah, 2 on top of Nika. There's the kiss, and there's the zigzag. Adapting finds another one.
In your teammates again. Look how much damage Dimi took. He knew exactly how many shots he could take, and he knew and trusted in Adapting to go in and clean that up. Good execution from NRG, showing off exactly one of the reasons they got picked up.
The first blood came from, you were talking about that single Raiju. This second kill, and maybe even the third one, I'm not convinced that the third one's a ripple effect, but the second kill comes from iRaffer body blocking Arkkyl's ultimate. If we see the ultimate hit the target, then Kuang gets the execute, and everybody leaves and everybody walks away. Instead, iRaffer body blocks the ultimate, he comes around, and then the rotation that Sanguine were expecting to be defensive winds up, they walk into NRG, and everybody gets stuck.
Well, because of that now, they also get a speed buff too, so not only are they getting the kills, they're also finding little objectives as well. Stealing away the speed buff just denies Cherryo a little bit more farm, and also stops his rotation to be in that little edge of quicker.
Tiny pebbles in the lake wind up being a very large situation.
So far, 3-0 in favor of NRG Esports at the moment, and just a good position for them to be in.
So right now, very early game, 7 minutes here. And we've seen, again, this is what we were talking about in game number 1. Step by step by step by step. Sanguine trying to make a big step here. Half HP on the gold.
A little bit risky at the moment. Yammyn's got his ultimate up as well. Adapting is on the other side of the map, though. So this could be an opportunity, especially after forcing that ultimate.
There's Yammyn trying to find it. Sanguine do secure the gold scurry. Excellent play by the team that's down a whole slew.
However,
but Dimi's able to find the kill.
And now they're going to get Dodo too, potentially. He's only 1 hit from death. Not going to find it over the wall there. emilitoo looking for the cheeky one. But 5-0. Gold Fury goes the way of Sanguine. I like what Sanguine did there. They recognized an opportunity. It was a little bit risky because they still had to deal with Yammyn. You saw the damage he come up through the wall. It wasn't enough to find the kill, though.
Yeah, I absolutely love the play out of Yammyn. Just not going to be on target enough. And Sanguine make a fantastic macro call. Just take out the Gold Fury. Energy be damned. And that's what you have to do when you're down that sort of deficit, right? All right, we're shut out. It's 4-0, boys. Yep. It's very early in the game. Let's make this play, see how NRG respond. And then you just sort of sit there and you go, well, it's half down, guys. You see anybody?
Oh, Cherryo tries to come in, and Cherryo already half health, illusions away, and hit by 2 ultimates.
Down.
They're not going to care, and on top of that, wow, Nika couldn't even get his ult off.
Nope. 3 players from NRG just say nope.
And the biggest thing, like I said, like someone could definitely look at the goal and go, that call was great. That was a really good call for us. What could we correct it from that? Well, maybe we could have disengaged a little bit sooner. Could we sacrifice 1? Yeah, sure. We sacrificed 2, but we also lost more because we lost blue buff, and then it escalated into a tier 1 tower as well.
It's the tempo. It's the tempo. It's the tempo. Look at this. Again, NRG just made the play on the right side of the map, and here they are right here in the mid lane. NRG, they're playing Allegro, and everybody else wants to waltz on through the game. NRG, as soon as they make a play, they're thinking about not the next play, because they're already thinking about that. They're thinking about the one after the fact. And that's what allows NRG to really come up on top a lot of the time.
Quite a bit of a rout this game as well. Other than that Golf Fury, there's not been much coming out of Sanguine, no aggression from them. Although you saw the solo lane, you saw a bit of pressure coming out from Cherryo trying to gang, but immediately got recognized.
Adapting, I thought he was going to go for it. Adapting, choosing not to go for it. Has all of his tools online, sans the ultimate, so the jump, kiss, zigzag wouldn't have been enough to really find the kill onto Sanjo.
We share the experience between these two teams as well. I just want to see the graphs and see exactly how this is. 7,000 at 9 minutes in. You're approaching 1,000 experience a minute already. That's a lot of experience to be losing at this stage of the game, including losing the Golf Fury.
Yeah, certainly an uphill battle for the guys on Sanguine, especially when you're getting your jungle buff stolen. Big chunk taken out of adapting there by Cherryo, but not big enough to take out the jungler and just watch his speed buff walk away.
The funny thing about NRG here, though, as well, even though they're in the lead in this game quite comfortably, they are still warding very deep in the enemy jungle. They're getting seen the rotations before they even happening. Sanguine need to try and answer this back. They may need to sentry ward their own jungle here just to try and control it a little bit better, because if they keep losing this jungle over and over, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse as the time goes on.
Exactly. Look at the positioning from emilitoo right there. If the wards aren't in the enemy jungle, emilitoo doesn't know the rotation from Cherryo's coming, and that winds up being a gank that shuts down Chronos' Doom Orb. Instead, emilitoo just sits back and hangs out and says, hey, I know exactly what y'all are doing, and I'm going to sit here every minute.
You can see the distribution. Actually, both teams did a very good job of warding this game, I should say, because even Sanguine are keeping pace so far against NRG.
A little bit of a funny flip there coming out from Arkkyl, just right over the mark. I love that when you see the time rift and Neith able to backflip off of it.
It works out well. The stop time, though, as well, you got to take one into account. If you do leap just as the stop time is about to stun you, you'll just automatically jump to your destination, all being well. Although if you're in the air, you will pull down immediately where you were in the air.
At least it can only hit you once, man. There
was more. That'd be great.
Well, once upon a time, robbing, if you ran the case of it, you'd get hit multiple times.
I'm down for that.
No.
If you're going to run a straight line, you deserve to be punished. That's all I'm saying. I'm down for that one.
You can say the same about the Neith backflip. If you get a Neith backflip anytime, you deserve to be punished.
No, because you've only got a back. You can't choose your real destination on a backflip. You're always going to go the same route straight back.
Yeah.
Whereas running away from an opposition and running in a straight line should spell death overall.
Maybe not. Instead, they have made the swap. A couple of changes in this patch as well. Houyi brought down a little bit. That's probably why we're not seeing him as much. Witchblade certainly got a little bit of a boost. That's why we see a little bit more of those as well.
Yeah, we'll see if we see another one this game as well. NRG at the moment, there's nothing really for them to do. They've stripped the jungle from Sanguine a couple of times. They've got kills here. And without the Golf Fury being available, it's too early for them to really try and force a tower down as a team. We know they like the 16, 17 minute mark of old, of where they like to try and get this hyper aggression going.
Sure.
But the pace of this game already, because they keep finding these quick, easy victories for themselves, they can just allow this to just wait a little bit longer if they want, or just wait for that moment again.
Well, look at the left side of the map, and that's why we're taking a look at this group up here. NRG want to make a play, win the team fight, and take the Gold Fury easy peasy. And that's why we're seeing the group up right now from the guys on NRG. Gold Fury about to spawn in the next couple of minutes, which is why NRG going to siege on the mid lane.
And this is the call from NRG to do this. But even though they're going to lose a whole wave of farm in the duo lane for emilitoo, they really feel that forcing a fight right now could just break the back of the game. I feel the back's almost in a bad situation already here, but they've still got opportunities, Sanguine. One good team fight. We've seen it turn games before.
Certain possible. Adapting, lurking on the flank, ready to jump over the wall and look for the taunt. Big damage onto Sanjo as well as everybody else. Good damage coming out from the mid lane, spreading it out.
Poke war against NRG, who have a Guan. This is not the way to go. Not only a Guan, the Amaterasu will sustain the team as well if she joins the team fight with that aura. So the more you continue to do this, the more and more you're going to get poked for free.
Adapting, still sitting on the flank, just occupying himself
Either
by
commit
stealing
or give up the tower. That's the only option. There we go.
And here's Cherryo from the other flank. Like the play from Cherryo. I like the idea, but NRG just able to just throw stones from a distance and chip down the tower.
Now he's going to head over to Golf Fury, try and force a fight there instead. If Sanguine don't commit, they poke him out one more time, and eventually they'll get a small window and steal the Golf Fury, or force a fight.
And so the reason NRG go for the tower before the Gold Fury is now if Sanguine decide to fight, there's nowhere to fall back that's safe and sound. You can't just go to the Gold Fury that's right there on the corner. You got to go 2 blocks away all the way to the tier 2. So NRG, they've taken the option away from Sanguine to play this relatively safe, and they're just going to take the fight.
Well, they're looking for Guan Yu here. He's trapped in the ring. Vulcan connects, but the cavalry charge to keep him alive. Adapting, meanwhile, what does he do again? Take out Kuang.
And there's the Raijin's coming right down the corridor. Trouble for Nika. Backflip over the ultimate out of Dimi. Well played by the solo laner there for Sanguine, but they already have lost their jungler, Sanguine that is. So NRG up 5 players to 4. Going to start the Gold Fury one more time.
A little bit less sustain left in him, and iRaffer is a little bit low, but he can still conviction as time goes on here. And it actually looks like Sanguine are just going to give this one up here. They're not going to contest the Gold Fury by the looks of it. They're kind of edging the bets about it, but with Dimi and adapting on zone duty, too difficult.
Yeah, you got your bodyguard right there, Dimi, and adapting. 2 of them. In fact, so NRG able to pick up the Gold Fury. That'll push them up to about 6,000 gold in the lead. 9 kills over 0 very early in this one. Just 14:20 on the clock.
And I can't be too upset with how Sanguine are playing this at the same time. They know themselves that they should be trying to put pressure onto that as well. But unfortunately, they weren't able to put pressure because Sanjo's new. You know, he's not their normal support player. The communication being a little bit off is a bit of an issue.
So let's take a look at one of those kills that we missed earlier on. Here we are. It's adapting, making the play just before.
This is at the Gold Fury where we just saw that little spike. He picks up Cherryo for free. That's all he's after, is getting Cherryo, deleting him, and obviously the dot damage is on him now, so one auto attack gives him enough burst.
Yeah, I love the follow-up from adapting, committing to the kill, knowing that the numbers advantage is going to bring the objective.
Now, you did see at the end there as well, purification to avoid the Kuang ultimate. The Kuang ult would have got him out of danger because all the cooldowns were used there by adapting, but presence of mind from adapting to recognize it, purifies it, auto attack, picks up the kill.
Just keep on the onslaught, keep the foot on the gas pedal. Certainly what NRG's doing here, sending up 6K and wanting to make some more plays. And like we said, piece by piece by piece is really the new meta right now, and we see the mid tower go down in anticipation of the Gold Fury.
Well, normally it's farm, 15 minutes, big team fight, one team gets advantage, and then it's like, well, okay, we defend. What's happened to Sanguine in this game is that they've kind of just sat there. They realize they need to engage, but they're not feeling confident enough to do so. And so this game's just been taken away from them by NRG. If they don't engage soon, the game's going to be ended in NRG's favor anyway. If they know that themselves, they've got to try and make a commitment somewhere. They've just got to either find a window or try and force it. And
that window, I mean, honestly, one of the bigger windows was going to be out of Cherryo, but NRG make a concentrated effort to keep the Kuang pretty much irrelevant. And this is what I was talking about, Hindu. Watch the gank here.
And emilitoo just knows he's got 2 people waiting. If they walk through, there goes the team.
And again, right on through the wall. emilitoo gets 1. The taunt's going to bring Arkkyl back. The ring will save his life, but Yammyn, so hot.
But what was this really for? Was it for the kill? No, it was more for the tower. They get the tier 1 for free on this side. Dimi still keeping Nika busy on the right-hand side, so he can't get involved. And Slow is just going to continue to trickle energy, pulling Sanguine around the map where they want them to be.
Double digits is the kills lead right now for NRG with the tier 2 tower going down on the left-hand side. They'll still be shy of the big 5-digit mark of the 10K gold lead, but still a very large one for NRG.
Did Sanguine get a kill last game? I don't think they did,
no,
did they?
It was a shutout.
So there's a chance for a double shot. I don't think I've ever seen that in the Pro League so far.
I mean, to be fair, game 1 was a little weird, but yeah, no, it'd be definitely.
I mean, it doesn't matter what level of play. Like, you get a double shutout, that's a crazy thing to have. Whoever it is against whoever, it's so difficult. It's almost as difficult as getting a pennant kill. We see more of those.
Very true.
Have of straight nobody dies.
Uh-oh. This could be Sanguine's first kill. Surrounding iRaffer.
Shells, though.
There you go. There's the turnaround. Yammyn puts number 11 on the board for NRG. Continuing on to the TheDarkDodo. He gets the backfire and is chased down by Dimi. Sanctuary saves him for the moment, but adapting over the wall, through the woods, and another clean backfire from TheDarkDodo saves him for the moment. Backside being protected as well. Chase down emilitoo. Kill.
Credit to Dodo for surviving as long as he did against the whole army that NRG could bring to him as well. There was no escape for him whatsoever there. He bought time, but still the tier 2 tower's going to fall because the wave was pushed up already by Dimi in that lane.
So now 2 players sitting down for Sanguine for a number of seconds. Cherryo about to spawn, but Fire Giant might be looked at by NRG instead, just going to go to clean out the jungle.
At the moment in time, there's no reason to. What they probably should do is continue taking fights, taking the tier 2 towers down.
Sure.
Mainly just that mid one that's left standing in the mid lane. And then if there's a reason to go and do the Fire Giant and they're all still dead, do that instead.
Makes sense, and NRG now.
You don't want to throw a game away by letting somebody sneak it with their last hit of an ultimate.
We saw it from Jermaine. We saw it from Jermaine.
It happened. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to let people have the opportunity to do that.
And I mean, if you guys didn't catch the earlier games, you certainly want to catch the VOD of what we got to see out of Fantastic. They were down 7,000 gold, 6 or 7K against their opposition. Steal a Fire Giant, and then, like I said, it's not always about the math. The enemy team was still technically in the lead, but they were able to win just by momentum.
French marvels, man. That's all I got to say. French marvels in the Pro League over in Europe.
Les Marvels?
Huh?
Les Marvels?
Le Marvels. Le Marvels.
It's possible.
We'll
NRG. I mean, NRG's, they've got a lot of sharpshooters and marksmen on their squad as well.
But now the fight gen's been done, because look at this. There's 2 people committed over to the left-hand side for emilitoo. Dimi's so confident in how this is free that he's able to teleport to the left-hand side to help protect emilitoo in case Sanguine try and bite off more looking for the kill.
Yeah, this is a big boy play coming out of NRG. Just nobody really knows.
They should have an understanding that something's going on here, because nobody's in mid lane farming up. I think the first one to recognize this is actually going to be Nika.
Yeah.
Who could have been in the solo lane.
No, NRG just completely sneaking under the nose of Sanguine with just 3 players. Nika's surrounded, and he's going to jump right into the clutches of the rest of NRG.
And look how they surround him as well. They cut off every possible avenue for escape. Adapting could have used his ultimate at any moment there to find the kill. Instead, he holds it. Why? Because they're going to get it anyway, and it means he's got it available for the next person on the list.
Love to see team synergy like that. Just the trust in the teammates, understanding you don't have to blow abilities that you absolutely don't have to. Here comes the rotation. Adapting shuts down Arkkyl, and Cherryo's got to run away as well.
And emilitoo actually got out with a rewind there, so there was a pick attempt coming out from Sanguine. It doesn't come to a foresight, though, unfortunately for them. Man. Still no kills.
No, still no kills. NRG up 14-0. At the moment, as we approach minute number 20 here, folks. Large lead going the way of the defending world champions as well. 14,000 gold. That is a chunk of change.
I don't think anyone would be surprised by the result overall if they read it that NRG beat Sanguine here. But the way this has been done so far, some of this comes down to the fact that Murder not available for the second game, as well as game 1 having internet issues as well for himself, has just piled on a little bit more pressure and not really shown the Sanguine we've come to see before.
Sure. And instead, just pure aggression coming out from the guys on NRG. Good ring, going to lock down players into the Vulcan ultimate, but
look at the level difference, though. I mean, you've got a mid laner in Vulcan here on the side of Sanguine, and the support player of NRG is equal level, and that support player is a Guan.
Left Phoenix goes down without a care in the world. Mid Phoenix going to be aggressed on again. As a Chronos, a couple of body blocks will help out, but Dimi providing a lot of the front presence to push players out, but even still, Sanguine able to defend their mid Phoenix. With that in mind, NRG doesn't really full commit. Instead, they'll slink back into the jungle.
Is it just to slow Neander to death more than anything else? I mean, the ability for Yammyn to be able to pick up a speed buff at this stage of the game is crazy. You wouldn't normally give that over to anyone other than Adapting. I'm surprised Adapting gave that up as well. Unless he wants the red buff for himself, for his own speed, well, maybe they're trying to make use of it. Bit surprising, though. Very, very surprised.
Just gotta go fast.
Zooming boots, right?
Just gotta go fast. It's my official SPL analysis.
So who's highest on the player damage for this game? I want to see where everybody is actually sat. iRaffer down low as usual, and Yammyn at the top. Well, kind of standard for the boys of NRG this game round. You wouldn't really expect anything different.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you've been able to expect. Yammyn on this Raijin is, you know, it's always funny when players sort of create a secondary name for themselves. Yammyn is the mid hunter guy, right? Chiron mid, don't care. This is what he does. Yeah, he's also one of the better Raijins in the world as well, folks. Don't forget it.
Yeah, he's good enough at least to be able to be a world champion as well. On top of that energy, though, here's my deal left. Are you ready?
Shoot.
Who do you think is going to be the first blood on NRG? Who's more likely to die on this team?
iRaffer.
iRaffer? Nah, emilitoo for me.
Gotta be iRaffer always finds himself in odd spots.
Gotta be ML. It's always ML, man. Emil, Dimi, the general
Why is
two.
that?
I don't know. It's just the way he plays. He's always hyper aggressive. He's like, oop, I bit off a bit too much more than I could chew, and then ends up dying or getting saved by his team.
Yeah.
And Dimi's one that's always a sacrificial lamb towards the start of the game as well.
Exactly.
But as the game goes on, like, I'm looking at ML, man. Gonna be a bit difficult.
I'll buy that.
Picking up a Chronos this time around is a little bit more difficult though, as the Phoenix in mid falls down too. 5 minions are starting to pour down left, so NRG's gonna head for the final Phoenix.
It might be emilitoo. We'll see if there's gonna be a kill by Sanguine.
That's where everyone would be, okay? Maybe my fans at home would be different, but I think that'd be there.
Well, here's the jump over the top coming out from the Vulcan player. Not gonna find anybody. In fact, Dodo is the one with low HP. Nika's low as well. Yammyn trying to surge forward and push everybody out of the way. No Phoenixes on the board.
I think this is an achievement unlocked here for NRG if they actually do go undying in both these two games as well. It's one that we may need to add into the game. I don't know if there is one achievement for that.
For which?
Nobody dies in your team in a game.
Probably not.
There should be now.
Maybe.
If this happens. Very, very close between these two. Well, very, very close in terms of just waiting for the Titans to go down more than anything. 5 minions now pouring down from all the lanes as well. And it's just basically NRG is kind of waiting now for them to come out a base so they can end.
Exactly. It's really just waiting for that one opportunity. They want that perfect real initiation. In fact, NRG, are they going to back here?
Not sure what the back is about more than anything else. I'm very confused as to why they're just meandering around. Maybe just wait for the 5 minions to come down a little bit more. The Fire Giant has ended on them too. And, well, we've seen times in the past where people have thrown their lives away when they've tried to end the game and they wait in position. So let's just take Fire Giant and end that way.
Better safe than sorry. You know, you said earlier that you thought maybe NRG were resting on their laurels, so to speak. I think this is showing that not the case. They're certainly showing all of the respect to their opponent. Maybe not respect to the teammates. You see that? iRaffer picking up the speed underneath, adapting.
I mean, more than anything else, I mean, I'd say they're showing respect to their opponents in one way, yeah, by coming for the Fire Giant, but at the same time, I still don't think I've seen them turn up just yet this season, so to speak. I mean, even DreamHack, it didn't seem like the same old Panthera from Season 1, but hopefully, you know, heading towards the Super Regionals and the second stage of the SPL 4 split with the land going on, we may actually start to see NRG turn up the heat a little bit. Because you've got to be careful, because people like Paradigm are right on the heels, and the fact they started dropping games to enemies is another sure sign that if you sit at the top for too long and don't get challenged, you can lose your edge. We've seen it before. Cog Red, Cognitive Prime, 2 teams right there. Cloud9, you get to the top and sometimes you lose it.
Sure, I think it's more external than internal. There were some personal issues for the guys on the NRG squad earlier in the year, and then obviously as we come down to the fall split, Worlds is closer, so that's going to wake you up. But I maintain, I think it's the other teams really just sort of catching up.
Oh, emilitoo gets out of the ring. Damn it, I thought I was going to go, yes, he's dead now. Phoenix will fall though on the left-hand side again, and the Fire Giant is on all the members of the team now, and you can see actually in the jungle, iRaffer is having a fight with Cherryo.
iRaffer just chasing around the jungler. You're going to hear the hamster dance music going on in the sky. Or the Titan, however, being aggressed on 50%. They don't need their support. They don't need the jungler. NRG brings it home. 2 shutouts in a row.
2 shutouts in a row, and that's a good little thing there for NRG as a team. You get picked up by a new sponsor, now known as NRG, and what do you do in your first game? Shut out.
Absolutely bringing out the big guns for the new guys. NRG find 16-0. I think game number 1 was 14-0 as well. Just fantastic performance going to catapult NRG into first place.
But for how long is the question? Because obviously that next set we got coming up, Hungry for More versus Paradigm, could change things up spicily. Paradigm 2-0, they'll go even with them. If Hungry for More 2-0, they're going to go top. And if they split, well, Hungry for More going to be top of NRG instead.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting set, to say the least. And this one was a lot of fun. We've got a lot of replays coming at you right now. Obviously, I think NRG is going to be on top of all of them.
You sure?
Not too many kills coming the other direction, Hindu.
I see any kills coming out from Sanguine this game. And this was the Gold Fury attempt from Sanguine, and that was the one shining light for this squad early on. They recognized an opportunity against the world champions, and they took it, and they find a kill from it. The problem is the chase down afterwards, well, they only lost 1 kill, so it could have been worse.
You know what I love about watching NRG highlights a lot of the time is you see team fights go on, and then you'll just see Dimi kill somebody by himself on the top, away from the team fight. And that's by design. The team engages knowing that Dimi's not there and trusting that you'll have a 2-pronged attack.
That's actually him trusting in his own ability as well as the big one, because obviously when you see these team fights going on, you hear the communication, even if you're not going to be involved in that fight, you know the fight's about to entail, and so if you can engage combat on the other side of the map at the same time, you may be able to get a 1v1 knowing the jungler won't be there.
Exactly. You can definitely see a lot of what goes down there in the solo lane. And actually, Dimi's been streaming a lot if you want to get into him, into his mindset at least. Twitch.tv/NinjaDimi. Certainly something that you want to go ahead and pay attention to. But we got somebody else on the line for you. It's the captain. It is the BM King. It is the support player. iRaffer, congrats on your 2 wins. How you doing, boss?
I'm not too bad. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing real good, man. Congratulations on obviously your wins, but congratulations on NRG. You guys have been without a organization for a long time. Pretty much, you know, just and then you sort of stumbled upon NRG. What's the story there?
I wouldn't say we stumbled upon them. We've been talking to them for a while. We've just been trying to, you know, see what's best for both parties. But honestly, there's no better org than those guys. They are absolutely perfect for us. We're welcomed as a family. I can't wait to meet them at the next boot camp. They have a lot of banter. It's better than Hindu Man's. It sucks.
Wow. I'm almost offended. Quick question. There has to be one question for me that I said as well, iRaffer, right? I said on the broadcast as well, if I expected anyone to die in that game, it would be emilitoo. Who would you call?
No way you said Emilitoo.
I did say
You
Emilitoo.
said me. I'm going to
I
go
said
back
her.
and look.
I said
F-Dot said
Raffer.
you. F-Dot said you. I said Emilitoo.
I hate you, F.
You love me.
I would have bet against myself too, though. I mean, how did I not die in both sets? You know,
That's a very good point.
I
Indeed.
usually die in at least one set. Never mind both.
So far this season, I mean, you lost you split with Paradigm, I should say, at the start of this split, and kind of expected between you two because you guys are kind of, you know, doing very well together, the top two teams in EU. Do you have any like insight onto who you expect to be alongside you here, Rafa? Because at the moment, it looks very wide open in Europe.
I couldn't tell you. It's so close between all the teams. Obviously, you have us and Paradigm, who would say a clear top two, and then Hungry for More can definitely take games too. And I'm not sure about the other teams. I'd say Fantastique are playing very well too. So you never know. You never know who could take games off who in EU.
Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting series in EU, and I want to talk about the format of the fall split. You guys are going to be coming to LAN, everybody pretty much at LAN, not even for the most part, just everybody at LAN. How do you think that that's going to impact the set, or the split rather, as opposed to all online play before Super Regionals?
I'm honestly not sure. I do think it's hype though, how you can meet all of the players, you know, not just the high tier ones, that everyone has a chance to go to LAN, and you never know, the LAN Kings might turn up. You might see some new players at Worlds, who knows?
Who knows, man? Who knows? Well, either way, you've done fantastically. Again, congratulations on NRG. Such a huge acquisition for, honestly, both sides, them picking you up and you becoming a part of the NRG family. Anything you want to shout out to the friends at home?
Again, hashtag sellout. Shout out to Energy, the perfect dog. Shout outs to Lord Kelly, who's... I'm never going to let this drop, but he's part of the staff in Energy too. And shout out to my team. I love them.
Awesome. Thanks again, man. Congrats. So that's Raffer, the captain and
That's the
support.
weirdest. And thanks, congrats. Anyway, back to the conversation.
Oh, well, Raffer certainly bringing it home, doing very, very well with him and his team. Energy up on top still doing very, very well. Don't forget, they are the defending world champions. They had to fight through, I don't know, what was it 16 teams throughout the course of the season, then go through super regionals, then find them way. All you got to do is go to a website, hi-rezexpos.com. Then you can buy your own tickets. Very easy for you guys to get there as opposed to the teams.
Yeah, keep an eye on hi-rez Stu's Twitter as well, because he tweeted out today about a 25% discount that he had for a few people if you actually got onto his Twitter. So make sure you follow some of the hi-rez staff too, because I've noticed that was out today. So
Oh boy,
not sure there's any of those left, but keep an eye out.
Certainly something you want to keep an eye on for. We've got one more matchup for you today. It's going to be
Paradigm, hungry for more, very spicy, much niceness, such wow.
Get me out. We'll see you soon.